Hey guys, I'm back with another ranking video. This time it will be every single DS track from worst to best. Now I do apologize if I don't talk too much about some tracks, as most of DS's selection are pretty plain, but as always this list does contain opinions, so if you don't like that then get out of here. Alright, let's do this. I know Mario Kart DS is full of dead retro tracks, but nothing comes close to how terrible Baby Park is in this game. It doesn't even look good, it is only 5 laps long instead of 7. And the magic that is Baby Park just doesn't exist here. And that is mainly because of the lack of the items in this game, but at least 8 Deluxe brought it back to life. It's just a plain, boring circle, over and over. I think we can all agree that Figure 8 circuit is, well, pretty boring. What do I even say about this track? It's just a Figure 8. No jumps, no boosts, nothing. I think they were trying to go for like the realistic F1 type of thing, but as a track, it just doesn't work that well in this game. Honestly, I think all it needs is maybe like a 2x speed boost multiplier to make it just a little bit more interesting. If they want to keep it simple, that's fine, but they ain't remaking this track anytime soon, let me tell ya. I've never found Choco Island 2 to be very fun. Trying to drift in the mud is weird, and those bumps just slow you down, and it just doesn't feel right. I don't know why, but I always lose on this track. I'm not a fan. It's too short, and it's really awkward getting caught in those jumps. Mid-Circuit 1 is the first track in the game, and hopefully the last we'll ever see of it. It's just a long straight path with like 2 turns. There's not like any good shortcuts, and yeah, pretty boring. Moo Moo Farm always gets overlooked by Moo Moo Meadows, and for good reason. This track is just a circle with a few bumps. It's so boring, and there are like 0 shortcuts to take. I swear DS purposely chooses the easiest tracks to remake. We're off to a bad start. I have talked about Yoshi Falls in my Wii ranking video, and I would say I was kinda unfair to it. Like, I still don't think it's that fun, but it is better when it comes to the more simple tracks. Going on the waterfalls is alright, and this is also one of the better sneaking tracks. However, it is mostly just an amplified circle, so yeah. Donut Plains 1. What do you want me to say, honestly? Just take everything I said about Mario Circuit 1 and just put it in here. It's simple, it's basic. I mean, there's a bridge, and at least there are more shortcuts than Mario Circuit 1. I don't know, there's water, that's cool. You guys may not like me for this, but DK Pass is a little more on the mid side of things for me. You scale up a snowy mountain and jump down at the end, avoiding stuff like snowmen and snowballs, which are kind of annoying, by the way. The track is also pretty bumpy, which I'm not a fan of, but I also do like the hidden box that always gives you stars or mushrooms. I mean, it's fine, I guess, but I feel like Wii did a much better job at showcasing a DK Snowy Mountain track. It also has a very suspicious looking map layout. I forgot GBA Luigi Circuit even existed until making this video. And it's not too bad, actually. You can get it pretty difficult because the track's very slippery and you have to avoid puddles. And there are a lot of sharp turns. I do like the Luigi blimp, and we need more tracks that have rain in it. Now for the better Luigi circuit, the Double Dash one. It's obviously not as good as it was on the GameCube, but it's still fun to drive on, and I swear this track is very overscaled now, but it is still cool to drive past players behind you. More tracks need to do that. Not much to say about Desert Hills. It didn't get too much of a spotlight on the Wii, and it certainly doesn't here either. I still think it's fine, taking the mushrooms at the end is nice, but it really doesn't have too much going for it. I do like the Angry Sun though. Cuba Beach 2 I would say is kind of fun. It's very short and plain, but for once driving through the water is kind of fun actually. Watch out for those holes, they'll get ya. It is so hard and uninteresting trying to talk about SNES tracks. Choco Mountain features a mountain that doesn't even look like chocolate. It's long and nice, just watch out for the falling Cocoa Pops. I do think the 8 Deluxe remake is better, but the DS one is still good. It would get a higher placement, but it is kinda long, and it's very punishing if you accidentally fall off course and end up in last. I think that DS's version of Mario Circuit is one of the best Mario Circuits out there. I like the simple feeling, and the 5 piranha plants leading into the tunnel. It is kinda hard to explain, but if you like this track, you'll know what I'm talking about. How it just defines what a Mario Circuit should be, you know? It's simple and it's kind of fun. But I really don't like the fact that it's in the middle of the Star Cup. Like, why would they do that? Cheap Cheap Beach is very solid. It seems like a very good beginner-friendly track. You go on the dock and then off to the beach. Just don't go too far into the water. And I do think those bouncing Cheep Cheeps are pretty funny actually. It's kinda like the Moo Moo Meadows of the DS. Friendly, simple, but fun. This game has better beach tracks than Wii. Just like Choco Mountain, I think Frappe Snowland is good how it keeps the original and adventurous feel. And you drive through an area avoiding lots of snowmen, and weirdly enough, I like the end section where the giant ice walls are. Not much going on, but it's just a vibe. I think Yoshi Circuit definitely got watered down in this version, removing shortcuts and the amazing feel that Yoshi Circuit had. But it is still a solid enough track. I mean, it's a track in the shape of a Yoshi, and it works well. I'll probably get more into it once I rank all the Double Dash tracks, but it's alright. Bowser Castle 2 is one of the least talked about tracks ever, and it actually feels like a good upgrade. It's kinda long, and it works well on the DS, with an exception of not being able to trick and awkwardly moving on these boost panels, and also try not to fall in lava while you're at it. Not bad. This might be a bit surprising to you guys, but I'm ranking Peach Circuit here. I don't know what it is, but I just love the layout and the colors on the DS. It just works so well and makes for such a fun race. Plus the giant 2D Peach Castle is awesome. Heck, there are even peach trees on the track itself. I love it. Mushroom Bridge is probably the least shitty GCN remake on this list. Sure, they blocked off the bridge, but at least it's not too wide like the other GameCube tracks. And the cars are still here. I mean, not all of them, but it's not as fun, sure. I still don't mind, and I still enjoy playing on it. The tunnel section is also cool, as well as that shortcut you can take on the right. Peach Gardens is an awesome track with tons of different ways to go. Plus mushrooming in the flower beds to take shortcuts is fun, as well as maneuvering around the chain chomps and going outside the giant castle. Who knew Peach's Garden was so big? I talked about it more on my Wii video, okay? Give me a break. Shroom Ridge is awesome. Like, seriously, I like this one a lot for some reason. It kind of feels like you're on your way to go camping or something, especially with all the traffic over a steep mountain. It also heads into a tunnel, and it can also get pretty challenging towards the end. An underappreciated banger if you ask me. Okay, please don't get mad at me, but I don't think Waluigi Pinball is as good as people say it is. Are you fucking kidding me? Now look, it's not that bad at all. I'm honestly just kind of sick of hearing about it. Like, even as a kid, I wasn't anywhere near as fascinated about it as something like Maple Treeway, for example. I mean, most of it doesn't really take place in a pinball, apart from like the end, and even then you just drive straight, and annoyingly avoid getting smacked by pinballs. Again, I'm sorry, but I just think that there are better tracks in this game. One that I don't hear many people talking about is Luigi's Mansion. Sure, the actual mansion part itself doesn't have much inside, but it is still a pretty fun and solid track. I like how it's spooky, and the end section with the mud and the walking trees is probably my favorite part, and the music works perfectly as well. On the topic of spooky tracks, I think Banshee Boardwalk is actually one of the few good remakes in this game. It's kinda like Ghost Valley, but a lot better in my eyes. It's mostly a long and narrow bridge with like right angle turns, and eventually go into some spooky abandoned place with a bunch of bats. Not sure why that's there, but it's more than welcome to. I do like how it takes place in total darkness as well, over water. Definitely a good track to bring back someday. Tick, Tock, Clock. One of the most unique ideas out there for a track, and it works very well here as well. It takes place inside, you guessed it, a giant clock. You're racing on clock pieces like gears and pendulums, and of course my favorite part as a kid was trying to go up the gears at the end. Awesome music too, but I don't think it had the awesome glow up until 8 Deluxe. Delfino Square is downright awesome, as we all know. It takes place in a town and has multiple places and shortcuts to take, and even little things like the crates and the Piantas cheering you on, and of course the very awesome bridge to take. DS's version of Rainbow Road is getting number 5. It's very fun, but it doesn't hit like the other ones. I do like to go across all the boost panels and of course the loop-de-loops, but other than that there isn't too much going on, but it is still a solid track with stunning visuals nonetheless. It kinda just feels like Double Dash's one. This might be a surprise to a lot of you, but Sky Garden is getting ranked this high. Look, I'm a sucker for sky-themed levels in games, and this is a perfect remake in my eyes. The music's just legendary, the track layout is fun as well, with even a few shortcuts. The beanstalks are cool as well. Surely if they remake this track again, it will be even better, right? Wario Stadium. I like Wario Stadium a lot. I don't know, it's better than that N64 one, and I'll go as far as to say it's better than Waluigi Stadium too. It's such a badass motocross stage, with a lot of mud and boost panels. It sucks that you can't trick in this game, it would make the track so much more fun. But I love it a lot. We all love Airship Fortress. It's another good idea for a track taking place on the classic Mario airships. I especially love the start where you have to dodge the bullet bills. Then you gotta move to dodge Monty Moles, and you go inside, which by the way, Tor completely turned this section into a bar. Then get shot out of a cannon and spiral down the fortress. 10 out of 10, would play again. My number one pick is honestly going to have to go to Bowser's Castle of this game. Look man, that spinning thing was like the coolest shit to me back in the day, and yeah, it's mainly nostalgia that makes me like it so much, but it is still awesome. You go inside and there are two paths you can take. One is shorter but takes you near thwomps, and the other one is further, so you spend more time driving across the spinning thing. I'm not sure which one is faster, but then you go up to the castle and onto the spinning corkscrew looking thing. I don't know what it's called, but if you fall off you're screwed, so suck shit. Then after you go down these platforms, which you annoyingly can't trick off of, but oh well. This is my favourite DS track, and my favourite Bowser's Castle in general. As always, I had a lot of fun making this video. Did you guys get angry because I ranked Banshee Boardwalk higher than Waluigi Pinball? Let me know your opinions down in the comments. Like and subscribe if you wish, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.